Greetings, all you maniacs of the minds, Manic Rhymes, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 things that you should do once you start playing Dark Souls, or more specifically Dark Souls 3, because it's the game I've experienced with. Okay, so Dark Souls is a series known for being hard. These games will brutalize you in the worst possible ways and laugh at you when they do it. So here are the 5 things you should do once you start a new game in Dark Souls 3. The first thing is you have to be patient when you play this game. If you rush in, you're gonna die. You have to watch your opponents carefully and plan out each attack. And always try and fight one opponent at a time. Do not let yourself get overwhelmed. That's why you should always have throwing knives on you, just to bait a certain enemy to fight. And once you beat them, you rinse and repeat. The next thing you should do is find a weapon that works for you. What weapon best suits your playstyle? For me, it comes between the Morning Star and some of the axes in the game. The Morning Star is a great weapon, by the way. It breaks guards, it does bleed damage, it's fantastic. But maybe that doesn't work for you. It's all dependent on your playstyle, not necessarily your class, because your class just determines your starting weapons. So pick up absolutely every freaking weapon you find, don't sell any of them, try them out in earlier areas, etc., see what playstyle works best for you. The next thing is you're gonna die a lot, mostly to bosses and other bullcrap. Learn from your mistakes. Don't get super angry when you die and say, oh, I can't play this game. No, think about what happened. It's like, okay, I didn't do this and I should have done this. I should have blocked instead of rolled. It's a very fine art. Literally, Dark Souls is stupid dancing with deadly weapons. That's pretty much the entire combat system. So, once you lose against a particularly hard boss, think of what happened. Think of what you can do better next time. And eventually you will succeed. You just got to work for it. This game is going to make you work for it. Speaking of bosses, if there's a particular boss that you just cannot best, or you're just tired of the damn guy just living, then you can call for help using embers. Be very careful with your embers, though. You can farm them by killing Lothric Knights, and also helping other people out with bosses, but there's a limited supply. Not only that, but you might think, oh, I have a lot more health now, this is great, but you can be invaded, and these people that invade you, typically they don't play, and they will end you. But you can use a seed of a great tree, of the tree behind Firelink Shrine, and make the enemies notice them. And if you're in a particularly difficult area like the Ethereal Dungeon, well, things might be looking up for you if you run. Don't be afraid of running from invaders. If you can fight them, fight them. There could be some good chivalry. Maybe they'll drink all your Estus, and then you drink all your Estus. And then you duke it out to the death. It's fun. Except when you lose all your souls, then that's not fun. But in any case, do not be afraid to call for help. A lot of tryhards will say, oh, you just gotta get good, and you have to beat every single boss without dying, without rolling, without locking on to be good at this game. Screw you. I'm gonna make this game as easy as I can. And the number one thing to keep in mind is explore. Dark Souls 3 has so many ins and outs, so many little items you can pick up, so much optional bosses that can give you a lot of good souls and weapons. I'm looking at you, giant Great Wood, even though you're disgusting and I have to pop your X. But yeah, you definitely want to fight that boss if you want boss weapons. The boss weapons are awesome. Don't get Vort's ring, get his hammer instead, because his ring is absolutely useless. You might think, oh, it restores HP. It doesn't. Trust me, you get more HP back from using the butcher knife weapon. So, exploring around can be its own hurdles, because a lot of the areas well, they don't really want you there, but you gotta say F you and be patient and chop them into itty bitty little pieces and feed them to their children. That's a bit graphic, but you get my point. So, I hope this helped any new Dark Souls players, or if you just needed some tips and tricks, or you just like to hear me talk about Dark Souls. I love Dark Souls 3, and I cannot wait to get the Ring City. I put a poll on my Twitter, see what DLC you want to see in a video. So far, it looks like the Ring City is where I'm going, and oh boy. Is it as hard as everyone says it is? I'll be fine. I'm a decent Dark Souls player. So, I hope you found this entertaining, and I hope you found this interesting. Maybe I'll do another list for another game if you guys want. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment. And remember, at Trilby, we trust.